Hey everyone, Big Pauly back with a brand new unboxing video, and probably one of the biggest unboxings I've done in a long time. This was a bloody nightmare to get hold of. Yes, I'll explain why, and we will do a full unboxing of the Nightmare on Elm Street 7 Steelbook collection. Okay, so before we get into this, let me put this down and let me tell you a story. Now then, I pre-ordered that a long time ago with HMV when we had the vouchers, the 20% off, so I could have got a good price for it. As time went on, it got to a certain point and HMV cancelled loads of orders, which included that, unfortunately. And Xavi had unfortunately already sold out, as well as HMV. And I wasn't about to start risking buying steelbooks from Amazon. So I thought, okay, that's it. You know, maybe they'll do a reprint. And then a couple of days ago, literally last week, I think it was Friday, I got an email from Xavi saying limited stock available. So I hit the link, went over to there and ordered it. And it was delivered on Saturday, the next day. So I was very lucky on that. As for A Nightmare on Elm Street, I may not love these films as much as a lot of people because I've only seen one film. I know. I spent this money on a steelbook collection for movies I've only seen one film. But I thought, fear of missing out. I grabbed it. Oh, what the hell? It's only money. So I grabbed it. And I was lucky I did. Unfortunately, Xavi's packaging is not as good as HMV because it came in the usual Warner Brothers box, of course. You know, one of these. But unlike where HMV put this in another box, all that was around that box was a flimsy plastic bag like a bin liner. So that's not good. That is not good. Luckily, there's no damage to the outside of the box, no dents, no pushed in bits. So I think I might be okay. But we're going to do an unboxing for it. Now, when it comes to Nightmare on Elm Street, yes, I know all about Freddy Krueger and all that. And I know that Johnny Depp was in the first film. I have seen the first film. But I was at school when I watched it. So, and it was literally on VHS. So we are going back to when the first film actually came out. That's how long ago I watched that. And I've only seen it once. And as for the other films, never seen them. So I don't know what to expect for the other films. So I think this is kind of like going to be a bit of an event for me to watch all of these films and see what they're like. Okay, so first thing, I am not noticing any spine slashes. So we are already winning. Okay, so there is the front. We have Nightmare on Elm Street up the top there, 4K. It says 7 film collection. It does include the 4Ks and the Blu-rays. The top doesn't really look like there's any real scratches on the top there. There's some nice embossing on the Nightmare on Elm Street there, so that's pretty cool. But maybe just a little hairline. Is there a hairline? Oh, I can't see it. Can't see it now. Anyway, we have the side there with, of course, Freddy's jumper, and you've got like a tear in the jumper there, or a wrinkle. And then around the other side, exactly the same. And I don't think there's no scratches on the side. No scratches on the side from what I can see. Let's have a look at, oh, I can't see the bottom yet, but on the bottom we've got like the credits and all that. The back, so let's turn this around. Let me just zoom in, clear that up for you. So that's literally what you get. So you get all the discs. Look, you get a pair of old 3D glasses. So I take it one of these films was in 3D back in the day. Strange that they've done it that way and not, you know, like other style 3D. I suppose so that you can watch it as you watched it back then. Okay, so again, we're going to remove this. And this is going to have either one bit of glue on it or two. I think it's got two bits of glue. Okay, so one on each side. Not too bad. Just two little pieces there. And of course, we have the surround, which either goes up or down. So I think I'll turn it upside down and just push it off the top. Okay, right, let me just, no, what should I drop? The Steelbook tin or the J card? Right, let's put the tin down. Okay, so there is the big J card thing there. Or surround, I don't know what I call it. Okay, let's have a look at the back. And the back, I love the back. Harry's jumper's all like frayed at the bottom there. It's got holes in it and around the neck as well. So I think I am really lucky because I am not seeing a single dent. A single dent anywhere, even considering it was in a polythene bag. But like I say, the actual Warner Brothers box is undamaged, so why would this be damaged? No, I think there's like a few very light blemishes, not really scratches. It doesn't actually scratch into it. Anyway, there we go. So that is the outside and that and the top. That is the Steelbook. I do love that they actually use a red velvet around it rather than just the usual black that we get on all the other ones. Okay, so I'm just going to pull these Steelbooks out one at a time. So let's pull the first one out first. So I will put the actual box down because I don't want to drop it. It might make an entertaining video if I did drop it, but I don't think I want to. Okay, so first Steelbook, we have that artwork. So I'm not familiar with all these artworks, so I can't say if these are like commissioned posters or original artwork. It looks like original artwork to me. Yeah, I do actually have the first film on 4K, which I will probably sell or trade now, now that I've got the Steelbook collection. But anyway, that's the artwork on the first film. And then we have the spine there. Nightmare on Elm Street. And each one has got a Roman numeral, meaning you know which film it is on the top there. And you've got Warner Brothers down the bottom there. And then you've got an image on the back there as well. Like I say, I'm not a, I was going to say a Nightmare nut. I'm not a huge Nightmare on Elm Street fan because I haven't seen all the other films. So I'm not familiar with a lot of these images. I'm sure somebody will stick it down there in the comments. Okay. I will show part of the artwork. Well, I'll do the first one on the inside artwork, but then you can probably get a good idea of what the artwork's going to be like. Or the photos, as some people like to call them. Okay, so there is the first Steelbook. There is the artwork or photo inside. And then we have a blue disc for the Blu-ray there. And we have a blood red disc for the 4K. Okay, and you're getting an idea of what kind of artwork you're going to get in there. We do also have the certificate of authenticity. This limited edition gift set features horror's most iconic villain, Freddy Krueger, in 7 of his most frightening films. With blood-curdling special features and collectible packaging, this 7-film collection celebrates a groundbreaking horror franchise in a one-of-a-kind set. Very nice. It's 15,000 copies. 15,000 of those Steelbook units out there. I have got 13,000. Oh, excuse me. Flipping Nora. Oh dear. I have got 13,392. So I'm up the other end. Now, I did see someone post on a Facebook group they got number 1. I don't know if that was a mocked up photo, because I would have thought number 1 might have been sent to Robert England, maybe, or even the owner of Warner Brothers, whoever that is. But anyway, there we go, 13,392. So that is the first one. Okay, so let's put that one back in, and let's dig out number 2. Okay, so there is number 2. I like the artwork. Again, you'll have to excuse my ignorance when it comes to Nightmare on Elm Street imagery, because like I say, I've only ever seen the first film. But some very cool artwork on there. It's like a kind of a silvery reflection on the skull. Again, there's the spine. And we have the Roman numeral up the top there. Again, another image on the back there with some credits down the bottom. Again, we have, I think we're going to see a pattern here. A blue disc and a red disc, probably for the whole lot. And then you've got, is that Freddy's glove there? So that's, that one's actually called Freddy's Revenge. Okay, so I thought it was just Nightmare on Elm Street 2, but that one's called Freddy's Revenge. Number 3. Oh God, that's a bit scary. We have that one. So that I do like the artwork. I gotta admit, I do love these artwork without any titles on them. You know, I'm a sucker for titles on steelbooks, and I usually hate it when they don't put steelbook, you know, titles along the bottom or along the top. But sometimes you have to admire the actual artwork that's on there. And then Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Which one's this one called? This is called Dream Warriors. Okay. Now, I've got a funny inkling. Did they use the song Dream Warriors by the band Dokken, the heavy metal band Dokken? Did they use that in this film? Because I don't know. I've got a funny feeling that I maybe have saw a video once back in the day. I could be mistaken. Oh, okay. So this one only has a 4K. There's no Blu-ray in this one. Okay, unusual. Dream Warriors, yeah. And an image of... he looks very chilled out there, just standing with his arm on the wall. Anyway, that's that one. Next one, number 4. Again, really nice artwork. Love the artwork. And yes, they are matte steelbooks. They didn't need to be gloss steelbooks. Some really nice imagery on there. There is the title on the spine. Which one is this? This is called The Dream Master. And then we have... Although the back artwork seems to be like minimal pictures, they obviously mean something in the films. Okay, and we are back. We are back with a Blu-ray and a 4K. A picture, really nice picture there. So, very unusual why the third one doesn't have a Blu-ray and only has a 4K. Is that a production error, I wonder? Or is that how it should be? I don't know. If someone knows, stick it down in the comments. And we also have the Roman numeral up the top there as well. What we got? We got the 5th one now. Again, very cool artwork there. The like the silvery bits do have kind of a bit of a reflection, kind of shimmer to them. This one is called A Nightmare on Elm Street 5. Is that The Dream Child? And then we have the numerals up there and an image on the back. I am really looking forward to watching these, you know, because I am getting more and more into my horror stuff. I was never a fan of horror films, which is probably why I only ever watched the first film. But you know, I've just got into horror over the last couple of years, probably because of the community and the people that I know, you know, say, give this a go, give this a go. And there's a lot of horror films that I really enjoy. This one again has only got a 4K disc, so I don't know, maybe it's just how it's supposed to do, how they're supposed to release them, so they don't all have Blu-rays inside. But anyway, there's that one. That was The Dream Child. Now we're on number 6. Oh, that's good. I like that one. And you got like a bit of a reflection on the blades there. Who would win in a fight against Freddy Krueger or Wolverine? I'd like to see that challenge. Yeah, there we go. And this one is called Freddy's Dead, The New Nightmare. Okay, so not A Nightmare on Elm Street. It's called Freddy's Dead. Awesome. And there is the Roman numerals up the top there. So if anybody wants to put any information down in the comments after watching this video about stuff that I should be aware of, or history of these films, then by all means please put it down there, because I'll read all the comments. It'd be interesting to know a bit of like backstory and stuff like that. Okay, so we're back to having 2 discs. There we go. So we've got the Blu-ray and the 4K and a picture there, or photo, and we also have a pair of 3D glasses. God dear me, who remembers these? And they've actually got Freddy's Dead actually on them, so this must have been the only 3D released film. But it's nice to throw in that authenticity of how you would have watched it in 3D back in the day and not like upgraded it. I don't know how effective it will be or if it would even work, but I'm going to have to give it a go, aren't I? I'll have to give it a go. But anyway, there's that one. And then we're on the last one. Oh, okay, so he's lost his hat. So that's cool. Nice artwork there. And that one is called Wes Craven's New Nightmare. There's the spine. There's the Roman numerals. Can you see that a bit better? It's very faint, but it is there. And then there's the back. And again, back down to just the single 4K disc. Yeah. Yes, there we go. I believe there is another film. Is it Freddy versus Jason? But it's not part of the Nightmare on Elm Street series. It's like a spin-off or a separate film. So, yeah, because a lot of people were saying, why isn't this included? But I suppose it would be like having a Bond box set and not including Never Say Never Again. It'd be the same thing, I suppose. But anyway, that's all of them. So I'm going to take the bit of glue off here. I'll put the surround back around it, and then we'll wrap this video up. Okay, so there we go. So that is the Nightmare on Elm Street 7 Steelbook collection. So very impressed with that. It's probably the nicest looking Steelbook tin that I've got out of all the collection. And I will link down in the description to one of my previous videos where I showed all of the Steelbook tins that I've got in the collection, which is about 12 or 13 different things. Everything from Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Rambo, and so forth. A load of other ones. So I'll link that down in the description. So go over and have a look at all the other tins that I've got. So they will remain in here for a couple of days until the end of the month, where we do the end of month haul. and then they will be transported into the bedroom and grace the shelving with all the others. Fantastic. And I will start watching them as well. I know we're getting like to the end of October now, so kind of like the time has gone. Maybe they would have been better releasing it at the beginning of October. But I will get through them eventually. And I'm not talking 5 years down the road. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like it by giving it some thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, comment and share. See you on the next video very soon. Bye bye.